If you have ever been in the situation where you're fishing in an area that has tons of bait, and I mean acres and acres of bait, and you're not getting any bites, I know that's a frustrating situation, but I'm going to give you some tips that are going to help you catch more fish whenever you run across that. So on a recent trip, I was facing that same exact thing where there was just acres and acres of bait everywhere, and when I was fishing the bait, I wasn't getting any bites. But then it dawned on me, all the predatory fish weren't within the bait, they were actually on the ambush points that was near the bait. So once I turned around and started fishing the ambush points, my day turned around and I wind up having a really good day on the water. So what happens in a situation like this is a lot of people are going to focus on that bait, because if you find the bait, you find the fish, correct? Yes, but to a point. If there's no place for the fish to ambush that bait, it makes it harder to catch. So the fish are looking for a place where it's easier for them to catch their prey, and that's going to be those ambush points. Now, where I was fishing, what the ambush points looked like was trees in the water. It was points that stuck out, but what was important was to find those trees and those points that were closest to the bait, and that's where I found all the hungry fish. Now, where you're fishing, it might look a little bit different. It could be oyster bars, it could be docks, it could be seawalls, it could be rock pilings, it could be anything like that, but as long as it's nearest to that bait, that's typically where you're going to find the most amount of your feeding fish. Now, if you're fishing an open grass flat that doesn't have a whole lot of hard structure, your ambush points are going to be a little bit different. Think about potholes, think about depth changes, think about grass lines. These are the areas that these fish are going to use to ambush that prey. Now, when it comes to deciding what part of that bait to start fishing, whether it be the shallow side or the deep side, I always start in the shallow side. And the reason why is the shallow water actually gives the bait less water to escape from the fish. And the predators know this, so they use this to their advantage. Also, what happens is on the deeper side of the bait, whenever you get a lot of bait around, typically it draws in other predators like dolphin, and they're going to feed on the deeper side. The fish know this, so they'll fish a little bit shallower. So not only do they have less water for the bait to escape and it makes it easier to catch, they're also less likely to become dinner for the dolphin. Now, the way that you can find the shallower side of that bait is if you are in clear enough water, you can actually see a color change. Typically, the darker the water, the deeper it is, the lighter the water, the shallower it is. But if you're in an area that has stained water and you really can't see in there to see what the depth is, you can use the 1 foot contour lines on Smart Fishing Spots app. That'll help you out and point you in the right direction. The only caveat to this is if you are seeing feeding activity amongst all that bait, then you can go out there and try to catch those fish, but it can be difficult with all the bait around. It still might be a good idea to go check out those ambush points near the bait. So next time you're out there in that situation, you're seeing all this bait around, you're not catching anything, remember, check those ambush points and I bet your day will turn around. So I hope this helps you out. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and put those down below and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, I appreciate you watching. Have a great one. Bye.